The old man is fishing in the river. A sudden cry for help came from behind. He quickly rowed the boat forward to check. 3 hairs floating on the water. He's got a grip on his hair. What was rescued turned out to be the little boy we were most familiar with when we were young, San Mao. The old man took San Mao back to his thatched hut. Looking at the San Mao soaked all over, the old man changed him into his own dry clothes. Dinner time. Grandpa bought delicious rice and also specially cooked a plate of fish for San Mao. San Mao, who hadn't eaten all day, looked at the hot rice, swallowing saliva. But he was rather restrained at first, until Grandpa personally gave San Mao a piece of fish. Let San Mao instantly feel the warmth of home, pick up the rice and start gobbling it up. Unexpectedly, he got stuck with a fishbone. Grandpa quickly picked up the chopstick, successfully picked out the fishbone, also feed San Mao with food by oneself. At night, kerosene lamp lit in the thatched hut. The dim light shines on the faces of the grandparent. Grandpa asked the child, "Where is your home? You'll take you home tomorrow." But San Mao looked at his grandfather, silently bowed his head. Tears instantly moistened the eye. He told his grandfather what had happened to him. He originally had a happy family. This morning, mother made him dumpling. He was ready to go to school, but had not gone far. A few ruthless fighter jets suddenly flew into the sky. Aiming in the direction of home is a wild shot. Bullets flew over his head like a rainstorm. Just in a moment, the home has already been in a sea of flame. The cruel war made him lose his family and his life was ruined. Alone and helpless, he doesn't know where to go. The little paparazzi on the roadside had their mother's care. This scene made him feel lonely in an instant. Wanted to pick up a puppy and make friends. Unexpectedly, the mother dog mistakenly thought he was going to hurt the child, started attacking him and chased after him. Helpless, he had to climb up the tree to avoid the pursuit. The grievances in the heart don't know to whom to pour out to. Tears can't stop flowing down. Inadvertently disturbed the crow in the tree. The crow beat and scolded him. When he was avoiding, he accidentally fell into the river again. Unexpectedly, the mother dog is still chasing after him. He had to run away, fall into the deep pool in a panic. Fortunately, with your timely rescue, Grandpa, as one is speaking, San Mao could no longer hold back the sadness in his heart any longer, and threw himself into Grandpa's arms and cried bitterly. Grandpa became San Mao's only relative. But happy times are always so short. San Mao's doom has come again. The brutal war turned San Mao into an orphan, just when his fate doesn't know where to go. Adopted by a warm-hearted grandfather. From then on, the grandfather and grandson lived a life depending on each other. In order to teach San Mao the skills of survival, Grandpa, every time he goes out to fish, always takes San Mao with him. The experienced grandpa would get a full harvest with just one cast of the net. Ansible San Mao hurriedly helped Grandpa to collect the net together. The father and grandson looked at the fruits of their labor happily and did not close their mouths. San Mao found the turtle in the fish basket, but was thrown into the water by Grandpa. San Mao was wondering. Grandpa suddenly plunged headlong into the river. Soon the turtle was fished up. It turns out that Grandpa wants to teach San Mao to swim. The clever San Mao imitated his grandfather's operation. He soon learned to swim. Maybe it's destiny. The ability to swim brought San Mao a happy life of having enough food and warm clothes in the future. After the grandfather and grandson returned home, San Mao is playing with the little turtle. Suddenly a tall and burly bully appeared in front of him. Scared, San Mao quickly threw himself into Grandpa's arm. And the bully pulls out the ledger, asked Grandpa to hand over $1 in tax. But Grandpa doesn't have so much money. Therefore, the bully forcibly took away the fruits of their labor. Then for many consecutive days, the rainy day made it impossible for the grandfather and grandson to go out fishing. But the rice vat at home has also bottomed out. To fill the stomach, Grandpa asked San Mao to wait at home. He braved the wind and rain alone to go out fishing. The bad weather made San Mao very worried. seeing the evening. Still can't wait for Grandpa's return. Suddenly Grandpa's head floated on the water. Samuel realizes that Grandpa may be doomed. Pick up Grandpa's head and run to the river. He looked around but still couldn't see Grandfather. The helpless Samuel squatted on the ground and cried bitterly. God always likes to play tricks on people. The next morning, Samuel, who had not slept all night, sat at the door and looked into the distance. Suddenly a slowly approaching boat came into view. Samuel couldn't believe it, rubbing his eyes to confirm again. Sure enough, Grandpa is back. Samuel hurried towards Grandpa, pounced into Grandpa's arms and sobbed. This day, when the grandfather and grandson were happy because they caught a big fish, several puppet troops appeared on both sides of the river at the same time. They had no humanity. Unexpectedly, they simultaneously demanded that the old grandfather ferry them across the river. But Grandpa doesn't know which way to cross first. When hesitating, the puppet soldiers on both sides started threatening with guns. With a gunshot, the kind and enthusiastic old grandfather left Samuel forever. Samuel became an orphan again. What should he do next? After the wandering Samuel was adopted by kind grandfather, the grandfather and grandson lived a life of dependence on each other. But happiness is always short-lived. When they go out fishing, Samuel's only relative was killed by the puppet army. After he buried his grandfather, kneeling in front of Grandpa's grave, remembering every bit and piece of being with Grandpa. Samuel, who was once again orphaned, walking aimlessly down the road, hungry and cold, unknowingly came to the Shanghai border. Just when he was too hungry to walk, suddenly saw a car in front, and then climbed on the back of the car to hitch a ride. He fantasized that coming to the big city could ensure a life without worry about food and clothing. But just then, a merciless slap knocked him to the ground. Poor Samuel is helpless and wronged, was splashed with mud all over by the car. Life goes on. He continued to hurry on his way with bare feet. Suddenly saw a tricycle stuck in the mud. He didn't say a word and quickly went to help. His strange uncle thanked Samuel, gave Samuel half a biscuit. After learning that Samuel was on the same road as himself, he indicated that he was willing to give Samuel a ride. The tired Samuel sat in the bumpy carriage, unknowingly fell asleep, dreaming of a good time with Grandpa. Through their hard work, there is endless cooked rice at home, just about to enjoy it with Grandpa. Suddenly 2 black crows flew in and stole their delicacy. So angry that Samuel's face turned completely red, picked up the chopsticks and stabbed at the crow hard. At this time, Samuel was suddenly awakened by a group of laughter. He was surrounded by a crowd, looked up, was deeply attracted by the flickering neon lights in front of him. Originally, he had already come to Shanghai, but on such a bustling street, a sense of loneliness welled up in Samuel's heart. What should the fate of the helpless Samuel go? Samuel originally thought that coming to Shanghai could lead to a life without worry about food and clothing. But the bustling and prosperous streets always make him feel out of place, helpless and with no one to rely on. He is squatting at the bridgehead, deep in thought. Then, a father and son came from the bridge. The father asked the child to wait for him here. He went to buy a newspaper and came back. The boy accidentally hit Samuel while playing with the ball. Looking at the boy who is about the same size as himself, Samuel wanted to play with him. Unexpectedly, the boy across was scared by the wreck itself. Samuel had to return the ball to the boy. But the next second, the boy accidentally fell into the river while chasing the ball. But the people on the bridge are all indifferent. The boy's cry for help drew everyone's attention. Then Samuel squeezed out of the crowd. He jumped into the river without hesitation. Fortunately, Grandpa taught him how to swim before. Samuel quickly rescued the boy. At this time, the boy's father came slowly. The grandmother on the side said, "It was that skinny boy who saved your child." So the man came to Samuel and thanked him in person. After learning that Samuel is an orphan, decided to adopt his savior back home. Come home, and he gave San Mao a thumbs up for his bravery, and also bought new clothes for San Mao to wear. Subsequently, she cooked another pot of fragrant rice for San Mao. Looks like everyone is very friendly. San Mao, who has not eaten for several days, is no longer restrained, picked up the bowls and chopsticks and began to gobble up. Soon San Mao finished a pot of rice. The bulging belly made the whole family laugh. Suddenly a burp of San Mao directly popped the buttons of the clothes out. It just bounced onto the man's face, when scared San Mao at a low. But the man laughed heartily. Ha 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 ha. At night, the enthusiastic and specially covered the quilt for San Mao. This inadvertent act made San Mao's eyes fill with touching tears. After the boy's mother left, the boy turned on the lamp, motioned San Mao to read the villain book with him. This may be the most deserving moment in San Mao's childhood. Unknowingly late at night, San Mao looked at the waning moon outside the window. Tears once again moistened the eye. He prayed that this moment would last forever.